Welcome everyone to the session of marketing research and analysis. In the last session we discussed about a very perennial issue, a very important issue in the world of marketing and mostly in all everywhere, right. Today more and more fraudulent practices are happening from in companies, in large organizations, small organizations, even on an individual level. People are following unethical practices, in doing studies, in doing researches, and obviously when your research itself the process is fraudulent, then no wonder that your output also would be highly poor, right. In fact, I do not want to cite any country details, but it has been seen that many of the studies that scientific studies being conducted in the Asian zone are highly being questioned, right. There are doubts over the researchers methods of doing the conducting the research, and even questioning the output, the final outcome, because so many a times what happens is researchers follow practices which I have also seen in my life, that they follow practices which are not highly ethical, right. So what they have done is they have not, maybe sometimes they have not adequate data, but they have somehow managed it, and then they have come out with a conclusion, because if you give any use any data, software data or something, so database, and you give it some data, so the software data will be obviously giving you some results, but the question is, are these results desirable, are these justified? Well, no, I would not say they are justified, and first of all the process of doing the research has been wrong. I do not know why people do it, because sometimes they do it out of pressure of publishing, the pressure of finishing a PhD or something, but that is highly undesirable. Okay. So ethics in marketing research is a very important part of the subject, because you see today what has happened with poor because lack of ethics and such kind of things, the participation of from respondents from the people has started declining seriously, right. You will find, if you go to a research conduct a study, you will find that people are less interested in filling your questionnaires, right. Why? The reason is very simple, because they feel this is just a waste of time. They feel that this research, there is no research in it. In fact, the person who has come with the research frame in mind, he himself is not very serious, he is just wasting my time. So that is why respondents are also not showing interest, and because of this the cost of research has increased, and the efficacy of research has declined, right. So I am not saying country wise, I am not naming, but one needs to be careful. Even I have seen a large number of plagiarism cases coming up in the research world. Large very popular scientists, very known names, have also fallen prey to the case of plagiarism and all these things. So well, as a researcher I would only say, kindly keep away from such things. Do one research, good research, that is more than enough, instead of doing large number of quantity wise large number of researches where it makes no sense. Okay. So why are ethical issues problematic? Two competing ethical philosophies. Deontology holds that if an individual's rights are violated, then the behavior is not ethical, right. Suppose you are violating the right of a person, suppose somebody does not want it to be done, and you are still publicizing it, or you are opening it up to the world, then this behavior is not ethical, right. On the other hand, there is another theory, the teleology, which says to judge a given behavior in terms of its benefit and costs to society. If there are individual costs but group benefits, right, then there are net gains, because and the behavior is said to be ethical. So as the researcher one needs to follow one of those principles, right. Either you have to see from the individual point of view, or you have to see from the societal point of view. Okay. So, this is a small thing for you can see. For example, mystery shopper, right, as per deontologists what would it be, you can think. So, unethical, because if you are doing a mystery shopping, hiding yourself and trying to find out what people are doing and observing them, that is unethical, right. So, because you have violated the individual's rights, okay. But suppose you are doing it from a societal perspective, you are you know that you are doing it for the benefit of the society at large, then there is no problem, right. Similarly, frugging is, as I had said, when you are raising funds on the name of research. So, wrong, you should not be doing it, right. Deontologist says you should not be doing. The teleologist says okay, if it helps people, the needy, if you are raising funds and using it for the needy, then so be it, good. Third thing, disguised survey. Disguised surveys are those where the entire purpose is disguised and they are not revealed. So, the respondent is actually not aware of what he is filling up, right. So, and why he is participating. So, in such a condition the deontologist says unethical, but the teleologist, what does it say? It says okay, it is okay if it gets to the truth. So, those two types of theories or those two philosophies of research, one is from an individual point of view, the deontologist, and the other is from a societal point of view. Now, where are you, what is, but both of them can be correct if you are not crisscrossing or superimposing the two. So, as a researcher one needs to be very careful when he is doing, is he honest himself to the subject and himself or not, to the research world. So, the some of the ethical issues, sugging, frugging, right, misrepresentation and omission of pertinent research data. Now, this is a big problem. Many a times researchers misrepresent the data. Suppose the data they do not, there is some missing data for example, they fill it up by some number, or they feel that this person should be giving this, would be giving this number, and they fill it up with that number. No, these are wrong, right. Or deleting something which is there just because you felt it would not give me a good result or a desirable result, you delete it or you omit it, then that is also not desirable. Treating clients, suppliers and the public unfairly. Now, this is a big problem. Many a times it has been seen that the researchers do not treat the respondents in a proper manner. Sometimes the respondents might not be of your level, in the sense in the societal level structurally, they might be poor village folks, or they might be somebody from lower in the strata. So, in such a condition treating them unfairly is extremely bad, extremely unwise, because you would never get support from such client base. Respondent cooperation has been going down, that is what I started with, right. Cooperation has been going down. Marketing researchers should eliminate or keep deception to a minimum. Do not keep any disguised thing, do not keep until unless it is extremely wanted or important. Otherwise, you should remove any kind of disguise, because let him know what is the purpose, who is the sponsor of the study, who is doing it, why is he doing it. If he does not know, then maybe his opinions would be different. Okay. If promised guarantee anonymity or confidentiality, if you have promised to maintain the confidentiality, please do it, otherwise already research has been generating bad name and it would still go on. Okay. Fight invasions of privacy such as telemarketing and spam. Now, online marketing spam, sending spams means large number of bulk mails and all, has become a fashion, right, to send to large number of people to show a large database. So, these things are not very good to do, right, you should avoid. Now, ethical conflict. Now, what is it saying? It occurs when an individual perceives that his or her duties and responsibilities towards one group are inconsistent with his or her duties and responsibilities towards some other group, including oneself. Now, let us understand it. So, what is it saying? It occurs when an individual perceives that his or her duties towards one group are inconsistent with his or her duties towards some other group. So, this is an ethical conflict. So, you are doing something for one group and you are doing something for other group. So, if you are doing it, then the ethical output would also be biased, right, and this is a conflict which is arising, right. So, as a researcher, one needs to avoid such kind of, one has to be as standardized as possible. You have to create a unanimity, so that there is no discrimination. Okay. Now, this is, let us see, serve as role models. So, ethical conflict, what should you do? Serve as role models by conducting their own activities impeccably. So, the researcher should serve as a role model, right. So, by conducting the activities without any mistake or any fail, right. Encourage ethical behaviors by promptly reprimanding unethical conduct. Now, suppose, this is very important, the world of research needs to get up, should develop and come to a conclusion that no anomalies or no deception or no biased research outcomes should be encouraged. Many a times I have seen people publishing papers in good journals with wrong methods, right. I am using the word wrong methods because they do not understand, they do not know the data, they do not have the data, they have never visited the field, but they have done it. If you find something similar, you should raise your voice, because you should, they should be reprimanded by the for their unethical conduct, right. Draft and promote both corporate and industry codes of conduct. Now, this is also becoming important. Now, codes of conduct are day by day becoming are improving, are so that researchers do not violate such code of conducts, and this does not keep others into a trouble, or it does not create trouble for the other respondents, right. As I said, many a times respondents find it very difficult, very difficult to adjust to the researchers motives, right, and for this their participation has been declining steadily. So, this should be discouraged, right, and rather a proper ambience has to be created, right. There are various ethical codes of conduct that regulate the researcher's behavior. These codes discuss many issues that potentially might arise in the research, as well as other issues associated with professional practice. Now, if you look at the code of conduct prepared by the the Marketing Research Association, that is a well documented well documented one, in which they have explained what should be done and what should not be done, what is ethical, what is unethical. Because many a times, I will tell you very interesting, one of my prof, he used to say that plagiarism, which is generally taken to be a very highly negative thing, obviously it is negative, that means you do not cite somebody and use his material, right. So, you do not give value to the person who actually has conducted the research. But many a times it so happens that the researcher is unaware that he is conducting plagiarism. Now, this is not to be very happy for all those researchers who claim that they were innocent, but still this is like support for them. Many a times it happens that the researcher is unaware, he does not know that he has become part of the practice of plagiarism, right, because he does not know what is plagiarism and what is not plagiarism. That is why many that it is better to go for some kind of research workshops or somewhere where they explain you what does actually plagiarism mean, right, and how you can avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism is a very simple thing, if you can understand, why copying something verbatim, right, is, and not naming the person is a case of plagiarism. But suppose you write the same thing in your own words and you explain it and you use it and you cite them, then there is nothing wrong in that, that is good enough. Okay. So, different types of codes have been developed in the for to avoid this ethical code of conduct, to people should not be doing it, to to have a strict adherence. The American Marketing Association in 2009, it has research related issues and specifically states that the members must do not harm. So, the AMA, we say American Marketing Association, has come up with some research related documents. Okay. Similarly, the European Society for Opinion and Marketing Research, ESOMR, also has termed some researchers broad responsibilities. If you can go to the search the site Google Net and all, you can find good amount of information on these things. The American Psychological Association APA 2009, a diverse range of research issues. It talks about a diverse range of research issues, many of which also relate to business research, right. So, these are some of the what is wrong, what is right. So, we have said from the very beginning that research, the ethical part is to understand what is right and what is wrong. So, if you are breaking the confidentiality, if you are hurting the emotion psychologically, socially, it could be anything, right, then it is unethical. And even using some kind of for example, nowadays I am finding an interesting process, that whenever you track something, when you track a product or something, you are being automatically you find that next day you are giving suggestions on the maybe on the Facebook or some other or somewhere. Now the question is, somebody is tracking you and finding out what are your interests and all. The question is, how ethical is that? Is it a part of the ethical management practice? Well, I would still say no, right, because if you are adopting a practice without the knowledge of the person, the participant, then how can it be judged ethical? But if you look at it, most of the management companies or most of the corporates, they are following this practice that on the social media you are being followed inch by inch, and they track you, what are your interest areas, what are you doing, and how what motivates you, so that they can tomorrow maybe place a product before you, and maybe you can purchase it, who knows. So, what are the major ethical problems of marketing researchers? So, the ethical problems, right and wrong. First, research integrity, deliberate production of dishonest or less than completely honest research. Now, this is the problem which I have been always dictating, always discussing in many of my workshops. Research integrity is undoubtedly the most important thing, because nobody can question a researcher, right. It is very difficult to question, because a researcher is assumed to be honest, but suppose the researcher does not, which many of people who are listening to me could be also have done this somewhere in their life, which is not to be done. Production of dishonest, there is a particular database and you have used it from, you have collected it from, let us say, Google, and you are using it for a study which is not related, but only the numbers are there. Now that is that's not done, right. This is not a research integrity. Treating outside clients fairly, that means conflict between company interest and outside client interests. So when you are trying to do a research, you should avoid such kind of conflicts, right. Suppose you are doing it for a company and the outside clients are maybe the respondents, you should not be treating in a way that only the company's interests are kept, right. So as a researcher, one needs to understand that you have to be fair enough, right. Third, and the most important, confidentiality, which I have been repeating again and again and again. Researcher must balance what is fair to a competitor with what is best for one's own company. So in the name of confidentiality, you have collected the data, and tomorrow for some reason you are selling the data to somebody. Nowadays database selling has become a big business, right, and many companies, they are collecting data in a disguised format, and then maybe they are selling it to somebody else who is interested at a hefty amount of money. Now this is something not, this is why research outcomes have become poor. Researchers, the respondents have become less interested in your researches today. Okay. Some other problems, social issues and marketing mix, balancing the interests of society with the interest of the company in the context of either product design or advertising decisions. I have said many a times in several advertisements, it has been seen that they try to belittle each other, the competitors, through some kind of a research backing or something. Now, these are not proper, these are not to be, this should be avoided. So, social issues and the marketing mix. So, balancing the interests of society, many a times also you must have seen nowadays it is a important discussion going on, cause related marketing. Now, if you buy a particular detergent or something, some portion of the money goes to a charity. Now, till it is going for a charity, that side of the part is okay, but suppose it is being done for just utilizing the sympathy or the soft side of human being and trying to use it as a sales pitch, then it is dangerous. Personal decisions, how to balance responsibilities, right. Treating respondents fairly, now that is very important. Protecting the personal information and anonymity of the respondent, balance the interest of the respondent against the interest of the company. If you can do it, then only you can justify the the ethical part of it, the research. Okay. Informed consent, ensure that potential participants fully understand what they are being asked to do and that they are informed. See, if somebody has taken a promise not to be honest, nothing can be done, right. He can only be caught, but and then that can be not so good. But as a researcher, one needs to be honest, and they should be good, honest enough to even tell their clients or the respondents why they are conducting this research, right. And if there are any potentially negative consequences, that should be also explained to them, then it is their wish to participate or not to participate. Consent forms, for example, even I have seen people taping. For example, you are speaking to somebody, you are taking, they also use audio tapes, video tapes to record without informing the respondent, that should be avoided. Audio video taping or conducting a focus group, use not only information sheet, but also have the respondents sign a consent form as well. There is more emphasis on what respondents are agreeing to do and that they understand any potential negative. Suppose somebody is not interested, does not want to show his identity, so it should be avoided, right. So, these are some of the problems that is happening. Okay. Technology issues, collecting data online from a blog or chat site, which is I think being done nowadays mostly, right. Discuss aspects of a given company or brand. This is a private communication, you should not be using it as a research, and if you are using, you cannot cite it. So, if you cannot cite it, that means there is something illegal in that. Okay. So, these are some of the questions one needs to answer. Who is doing the research? The researcher, the respondent should always be knowing. Where are you from? Why you are doing the research? Who is the supervisor? How are they selected to participate? Why they? Why not somebody else? Why did you select them as a participant? What do participants need to do and how long will it take? Is there any potential for them to be harmed? Is there any potential harm for the respondents if they participate in this research? Whether their confidentiality and anonymity will be protected? What happens to the data and any report after you do it, and how they will be informed of the results? So, all these things together, when you do, the researcher should clearly explain it to the research. If they do it, again maybe there is a chance that respondents' interest in research activities will increase. Otherwise, research is going to take a back seat. Respondents are less and less interested nowadays until unless they are given some benefit, otherwise they are not interested to be a part of the process, right. So, I think these are some of the important things that one needs to understand. With this, I will finish this session of ethics in research. So, we have understood what is ethics, why ethics, and how ethics has taken a back seat in many of the cases, and what should researchers do to improve the confidence of respondents and keep the confidentiality high, and even work for the better interest of the company and all. Thank you very much for this session. We will meet in the next session. Thank you very much.